जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानंद जय ब्रज जनरिंजन जय यशोदानंद जय ब्रज जनरिंजन जय यमुना तीरावनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय यमुना तीरावनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So today is Ashadi Ekadashi, and also Lord Jagannath has come back to Sri Mandir. So I would want to recite the Kripa Stuti of Lord Jagannath. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. वन्दे नीलाचलधीशं भक्तानुग्रहकारकं दयासिन्धुं जगन्नाथं सर्वलोकैकनायकं नीलाञ्चलनिवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्रसुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय ते नमः जय जगन्नाथ देवेश नयन पथगामिने बलभद्र सुभद्रा सहित कृपां कुरु मयि प्रभु नीलाचल निवासं त्वां भक्तानां जीवनाश्रयं करुणासागरं देवं वन्दे जगन्नाथमीश्वरम् बलभद्रं महावीर्यं धर्मरक्षणतत्परं बलबुद्धिप्रदातारं वन्दे शेषवतारिणं जय जगन्नाथ देवेश नयनपथगामिने बलभद्र सुभद्रा सहित कृपां कुरु मयि प्रभु सुभद्रां शुभदां देवीं भक्तरित्वासिनीं शिवां मङ्गलानां प्रदात्रीं तां वन्दे मातरमीश्वरीं त्रयाणामेकभावेन भक्तानां हितकारिणां दर्शनात् पापनाशाय नमो दिव्य त्रिमूर्तये। जय जगन्नाथ देवेश नयनापथगामिने बलभद्र सुभद्रा सहित कृपां कुरु मयि प्रभु। दीनबन्धु दया सिन्धु रक्षा मां करुणानिधे भवसागरं मध्य मां समुद्धर जगत्पते। भक्तानां पूरय त्वं कृपानिधे शक्तिं भक्तिं च मे देहि प्रेमपूर्णं मनो मम। जय जगन्नाथ देवेश नयनापथगामिने बलभद्र सुभद्रा सहित कृपां कुरु मयि प्रभु। अज्ञानतिमिरङ्गुरं ज्ञानदीपेन नाशय धर्ममार्गे सदा नाथ मम चित्तं नियोजय। सर्वरोगभयं दुःखं सर्वविघ्नं विनाशय सर्वसौख्यप्रदातारं त्वां वन्दे पुरुषोत्तमं। जय जगन्नाथ देवेश नयनापथगामिने बलभद्र सुभद्रा सहित कृपां कुरु मयि प्रभु। बलभद्र कृपाबलात् धैर्यं मे हृदि वर्धतां सुभद्रायां प्रसादेन मङ्गलं मे सदास्तु मे। रथयात्रा महोत्सवे दर्शनं मे पुनः पुनः जन्म जन्मानि मे नाथ सेवाभाग्यं प्रदेहि मे। जय जगन्नाथ देवेश नयनापथगामिने बलभद्र सुभद्रा सहित कृपां कुरु मयि प्रभु। नीलाचलाधिनाथाय जगन्नाथाय ते नमः रथारूढाय देवाय सर्वमङ्गलमस्तु ते। श्रीजगन्नाथनाथाय करुणासागराय ते बलभद्राय देवाय सुभद्रायै नमो नमः। जय जगन्नाथ देवेश नयनापथगामिने बलभद्र सुभद्रा सहित कृपां कुरु मयि प्रभु। नीलाचलनिवासं त्वां भक्तानां जीवनाश्रयं करुणासागरं देवं वन्दे जगन्नाथमीश्वरम्। बलभद्रं महावीर्यं धर्मरक्षणतत्परं बलबुद्धिं प्रदातारं वन्दे शेषवतारिणं। जय जगन्नाथ देवेश नयनापथगामिने बलभद्र सुभद्रा सहित कृपां कुरु मयि प्रभु। सुभद्रां शुभदां देवीं भक्तरित्वासिनीं शिवां मङ्गलां प्रदात्रीं तां वन्दे मातरमीश्वरीं। त्रयाणामेकभावेन भक्तानां हितकारिणं दर्शनात् पापनाशाय नमो दिव्य त्रिमूर्तये। जय जगन्नाथ देवेश नयनापथगामिने बलभद्र सुभद्रा सहित कृपां कुरु मयि प्रभु। दीनबन्धु दया सिन्धु रक्ष मां करुणानिधे भवसागरं मध्य मां समुद्धर जगत्पते। रथयात्रा महोत्सवे दर्शनां मे पुनः पुनः जन्म जन्मानि मे नाथ सेवाभाग्यं प्रदेहि मे। जय जगन्नाथ देवेश नयनपथगामिने बलभद्र सुभद्रा सहित कृपां कुरु मयि प्रभु। नीलाञ्चलाधिनाथाय जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। रथारूढाय देवाय सर्वमङ्गलमस्तु ते। श्रीजगन्नाथनाथाय करुणासागराय ते बलभद्राय देवाय सुभद्रायै नमो नमः। जयो जगन्नाथ देवाय जयो बलभद्रधारिणे जयो देव्ये सुभद्रायै त्रयं हृदि सर्वदा। ॐ श्रीजगन्नाथाय नमः। ॐ श्रीजगन्नाथाय नमः। ॐ श्रीजगन्नाथाय नमः। इति श्रीजगन्नाथबलभद्रसुभद्रा कृपास्तुति सम्पूर्णम्। श्रीजगन्नाथ भगवान की जय। श्री आषाढ़ी एकादशी की जय। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। Thank you everyone. Please accept my humble obeisances.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice Kirtan. Jai Jagannath.
Dandvat pranam
Hare,
Mataji.
yeah. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, I will go ahead, right? I'll do a pranam mantra and then recap will start.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll do a pranam mantra. I'll do a short, not very long. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशातारिणे श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जन शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुवैष्णवाञ्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देव श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगन ललिता श्री विशाखांच हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी ऋषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि सुत हरि प्रिय वाञ्छाकल्प तरुभिष कृपा सिंधु एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्य वैष्णवे नमो नमः। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृतं नरो चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वती व्यासं ततो जय मुदीरेत नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिके कृष्णे स्वधामोपगते धर्म ज्ञानादिभिः सह कलौ नष्ट दिशामेष पुराणार्को अधोनित। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। Hare Krishna devotees, today my turn to explain whatever the powerpoints are there. It's not my anything. I'm trying to just explain. So before that, let's start with a recap of like our today morning or yesterday's class. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please go ahead with the recap.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dhanus Pranam, Hare Krishna dear all. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So yesterday Sarat Prabhu covered for us chapter 10 of Canto 12. So we'll do a quick recap of that. Okay. So this is where we covered L199 and 200 yesterday. So which is Canto 12, chapter 10, 42 verses were covered yesterday. And they were all wonderful. We went through several themes. So let's revise them one by one. So the first theme here is of divine shelter and surrender. And here comes the first question for all of you. Please try to be interactive as always and share your personal realization so we can all learn from each other. So first question is, what is a core tenet of devotional practice? What is a core tenet? Tenet means a guiding principle. Who would
To
like to start?
surrender
Yes.
with complete humility. That is the core tenet.
Correct. So that's a surrender and complete humility. That is the bhava of a devotee should cultivate. And that, yeah. Second question. So, how can one be fearless? Abhaya. We all are fearful. So, how can one be fearless?
Fearless only comes when we surrender, okay, to the lotus feet of Krishna Prabhu. Yeah.
Correct.
Otherwise, there is no question of getting out
Correct.
of fear,
So,
because
what
this entire
happens,
world is always
Prabhuji?
anxiety.
Yes. So, let us ponder on this. What happens, Prabhu, when you surrender to the Lord? Now, how we become fearless? Let's think through.
So we give ourselves to in His hands. So that makes us fearless because now we are completely surrendered. He will only take care. We are not doing
Protect us.
anything.
Yes.
He is guiding us. So the transformation happens from inside, that I am not the doer, He is the doer. And hence the surrender comes. So when
Yeah.
you are reliant and you believe in Him, complete faith is there that He will take care, whatever the situation. So the
So,
fearlessness comes.
so
Not only
wonderful.
that, not
Yes.
only
And
that, there's nothing anybody can protect us beyond that,
yes,
So he will protect, but there is nothing that anybody can do it, right? So that is the ultimate. The Lord is conscious; He is aware of what we are going through, and if He wants to protect, He will protect. If He wants to not protect, nothing will happen. Nobody can help us, right? On that.
actually,
जाको
the
राखे. Yes, yes, Prabhu.
devotee gets spiritual liberation and understanding.
Yeah.
That's why he becomes fearless.
Yes, wonderful
प्रभु
point.
जी यहाँ पे श्लोक आता है यस्या वे शृणुमाणाय कृष्णे परम पुरुषे भक्ति उद्भते पुंसा शोक मोह भयापह। भगवान की कथा
wonderful.
सुनने से, भगवान का सरेंडर करने से ये तीन शोक मोह और भय तीनों जाते हैं।
Very nice. So wonderful point. So in summary, as Mataji said, we realize true spiritual nature, false ego dissolve, as Mataji said, as Prabhuji said, then जाको राखे Krishna मारे कौन जो मारे. So if Krishna want, yeah. Yeah. So if Krishna want to protect, then he will protect, and he always protect. What does he protect? He protect our consciousness, that he always protect.
Krishna protects our divinity. He doesn't protect
Yes.
physically. He may not do that.
Yeah, physically
many
he
times.
want to,
Yeah.
he don't want to, but our bhakti is always protect. So
Yes.
that is a full guarantee. So wonderful. Thank you all. Very touching points. I love it. Thank you. So next slide two. Next question for all of you. Now we discussed partly, but how do we transcend the material realm? How do we transcend this material realm, which is cause of all the dukkha? So from the chapter of Markandeya Prabhu, we read, what do we learn? How to transcend the material realm?
By achieving self-realization, self-awakening, and divine consciousness, and this is all is due to meditation. Fully in meditations, we cultivate peace and concentration, and transcend this material world.
So what do we do, Mataji?
Personally, we should
Yes.
try to endeavor that whatever we are doing, it should be in the service of the Lord and not for our own personal thing. So, and the absorption. So when the service is done, whatever action is done is as a service to the Lord. So more and more absorption will come, and by being more and more absorbed in the Lord and His activities, Sattva Guna will develop. Once the Sattva Guna is developed, gradually, as the karma burden goes deteriorates, gradually one will transcend the sattva guna also to Shuddha sattva. And then this thing happens where one cultivates divine awareness and comes close.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji. So wonderful. Yes, Mataji, that is right. Like in Markandeya Rishi example, we see he develops the trance through the meditation. But in our time and world, as you rightly said, this kind of meditation, I don't think is possible for everyone. So for us, we have to follow the program given by Acharya, which is His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta program, like chanting, reading, and absorbing through that, like and service. That's what Mataji you said so rightly. Okay, next question.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
Yes,
प्रभु
Mataji.
जी,
Yes.
आपकी जो स्लाइड है और हमारे पास जो स्लाइड है वो डिफरेंट है, ऐसा कैसे? 99 200 तो ये है मेरे पास, मगर ये जो सब अलग है मेरे में।
Actually,
प्रभु जी?
you must be sharing from the drive, and
No,
Sharad
sharing
Prabhu ji
from
has
our
sent
drive.
yeah.
शरद
Sharad
प्रभु जी ने
has
जो
sent
भेजा था
recent
ना 99 200 वाला, जो कल प्रभु जी ने वो लिया था शायद।
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
शरद प्रभु
pulled
जी, कैन
directly
यू गाइड
from.
अस प्रभु जी?
I think Prabhuji ने trim किया था because we had to
Yes,
shorten the
yes,
lecture.
I had reorganized them.
But I think
ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम, प्रभु जी प्लीज
I
कैरी ऑन।
pulled directly from drive. I was trying to look in the morning, but वो मुझे बुला नहीं थी.
It is one and the same thing. Please go through what you have.
Okay.
ओके ओके प्रभु जी।
Maybe just the numbering may be different. The content is same, Mataji.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
यस
So
प्रभु जी, यस प्लीज कैरी
let's
ऑन।
go to the next. What does the divine grace do? अभी हम करते हैं तो हमें divine grace मिलता है. So उससे क्या होता है? How does that help?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat
Yes,
Pranam.
Mataji.
When divine grace comes to us, we understand ourselves that we are related to Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are His Nitya Dasa, and it leads us to a richer understanding, and we experience self-knowledge, and we feel divine in our heart, and we always feel the presence of Supreme, and that gives us bliss and complete fulfillment.
Correct. Very nice. Thank you.
इट
Yes,
इज
Mataji.
ऑल्सो सेड आनंदमय अभ्यास।
Yes, it will give us the true analysis. Thank you. Yes. Okay. And then the next point here is the role of demigods. So, what is the role? This we discussed yesterday at length also. What is the role of demigods in devotion?
They always guide us. Whenever we'll pray or worship some demigod, then we must beg them that give us deep devotion towards Lord, and let lead us towards Supreme Personality of Godhead, so that we can have His bliss.
Correct.
Prabhu, the other point is also demigods sometimes check our sincerity also. They
Yes.
directly not give anything, but they बार बार चेक करते हैं हमारे डिवोशन को, टेस्ट करते हैं। अगर हम उसमें पास होते हैं तभी हम आगे ज्यादा बढ़ सकते हैं।
Then, okay. Yes.
And
Yes.
they give blessings also. Demigods give
Mm.
blessings also.
Mm. Okay. Yes. They help us by, like we see here, our Lord Shiva helps Markandeya Rishi. So that way, yes, you're right. Yes, very nice. Now let us go to the next slide where there is a divine dance of surrender is a topic, so wonderful. But here the whole Markandeya Rishi journey is explained through devotion and realization very shortly and crisply. It's explained here. So the question for you is from this slide: how can we express our authentic devotion? What are the attributes or qualities through which devotion is expressed?
Through gratitude and
Yes.
through respectful
Yes.
praise.
So elaborate on that, Mataji. What does that mean? Like, how through what should we be grateful or gratitude for?
Whatever we get from the God, Supreme God, we should think in ourselves that God has given so much, and God has given so much grace, so much mercy. So
Yes.
my general answer is there. मैंने इसमें से नहीं पढ़ा ये चीज, but
Can you बराबर say yes? Very nice.
तो बट जैसे हमें कोई अच्छी चीज गॉड देते हैं, हमें कुछ भी हमें मिलता है, तो वी आर ऑलवेज ग्रेटफुल टू द गॉड, ऑलवेज ग्रेटफुल, एंड वी हैव प्रेज आल्सो. वी say that God has done this to us, God has done to the we feel in our mind that God is so great. All this we have all these type of feelings.
Yeah, Prabhuji, the gratitude word we discuss again and again is very important. Unless until we realize that this is for me, for my benefit, right? The God is all compassionate. He is extending all his support, and this is the only way for me, way forward. And then express that. If you don't express, then some places called only thief. You are just taking and not expressing or giving it, right? That is what is there. So the how it comes, heartfelt devotion, other things, you feeling comes unless until we have been we feel that this is for me only, this is for me, nothing will happen, right? And God's compassion and comes in various forms, right? That Lord. So realization, understanding, that helps us to propel on the path to bhakti. Otherwise, just we take in, and don't nothing will come out of that.
प्रभु जी, अदर पॉइंट, वन मोर पॉइंट, कि अगर हम वी शुड बी वेरी ग्रेटफुल टू अवर पेरिफेरलिया, जो भगवान ने हमें अगर अच्छे आदमी से हमें मिला दिया है, वो भी एक भगवान की कृपा है. अगर हम ये ग्रुप में जुड़े हैं, वो भी भगवान की कृपा है.
गुरु
और
साधु
हम अगर
शास्त्र.
हाँ प्रभु जी, और अगर हमारे घर में भी मैंने कल बताया था कि अगर हमको सपोर्ट करते हैं कि भाई वो भले नहीं करे मगर वो हमें करने देते, वो भी बहुत ही बड़ी बात है. अदरवाइज वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू प्रोग्रेस इन दिस. So we should be very, very grateful to everything.
Prabhuji, we must be grateful that he has given us this birth of human, giving us a birth of a human being, and he has given us the opportunity to pray him. By unless his grace is there, we cannot pray him, or we cannot be attached with him. And he has given us another opportunity to make ourselves free from this life cycle. That is how we should be grateful to him.
We should always be thankful, whatever we
Oh,
get, and at what time we get, we should always be thankful.
very nice. So with gratitude, we then move on. Thank you. Grateful to all of you. Really, indeed, it's so touching. Let's go move to the next slide then. So how are these three demigods, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, mentioned in this pastime? How do we see them that different and united? How are they different? How are they united?
Because due to this function, the creator, maintainer, destroyer, all Shiva is taken for destroyer, and Vishnu for the creator, and
Maintenance.
Brahma for the creation, and this. And though Brahma is secondary creator,
Creator, yes.
Vishnu for the maintainer.
Mm, mm. So that is how they are different. How are they united?
And they are the expansion of Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Correct.
So
The
in
Guna
that way,
Avtaras.
it's
Yes.
connected.
वो अवतारा
That is the source, and also their goal is same, right? They want to serve the Lord. Brahma serves the Lord through expansion of creation. Vishnu is direct expansion, and Krishna himself, no difference. And Lord Shiva is a devotee of the Lord. For his pleasure, he has a expansion of Balaramji. Then he recreates, destroys, and destroys so that it can be recreated. So their goal in terms of service and the master is the same, Krishna. Okay. Then now we proceed. Now, most important topic for us. What is the importance and role of devotee association in our life?
This most important factor in each and every devotee's life, because they help each other. they अगर कुछ एक कोई फॉल डाउन हो रहा है तो उसको भी वो पकड़ लेगा, को उनको फॉल डाउन नहीं होने देंगे। बहुत ही जरूरी है ये चेन। डिवोटी इज मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट फैक्टर, क्योंकि एक दूसरे को हेल्प करते हैं, गाइड करते हैं और साथ में प्रोग्रेस होता है। जो डिवोशनल सर्विस कहते भी है कि कम्युनिटी एज अ होल वी आर प्रोग्रेसिंग, इंडिविजुअल बेस पर नहीं होना चाहिए।
And the Lord is pleased only through the mercy of the devotee. If we able to make a devotee happy and then he recommends, then we quickly, the Lord is very happy. So many example
Yes.
we have from
प्रभु जी, एक श्लोका है, उसमें बताया
yes,
भगवान ने कि भगवान को डायरेक्टली हम भक्त भगवान की नहीं बन सकते। भगवान कहते हैं मेरे भक्त का भक्त बनेंगे तो मैं आपसे ज्यादा प्रसन्न
yes,
रहूंगा।
yes. Please share that when you have. That will be nice to hear. We can put that
यस
in
प्रभु
the.
जी, वो श्लोका मैं बताती हूँ। एक
Yeah.
सेकेंड। ये मे
Okay.
भक्त जना पार्थ न मे भक्ताश्च ते जना मद भक्ता न च ये भक्ता ते में भक्त तमामता। मतलब भक्ता, भगवान कहते हैं जो मेरे प्रत्यक्ष भक्त है वे वास्तव में मेरे भक्त नहीं है, किंतु जो मेरे भक्तों के भक्त है वे सचमुच मेरे भक्त है।
What is
Mataji,
this,
this shloka
Mataji?
from where, Mataji?
आदि
Where you
पुराण,
did?
आदि पुराण
Adi Puran.
Adi
और
Puran.
चैतन्य चरितमृत में भी है 11.28
Oh, so nice.
मध्य लीला।
Maybe you
प्रभु जी,
put this in
मध्य
our
लीला।
group, Mataji. This is so
यस
wonderful
यस
shloka, actually.
यस यस प्रभु जी।
Thank you, Mataji.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah.
Prabhuji,
Okay.
the kind of so many species we are coming from, like our karma is so strong. It is inevitable to fall down again and again. It is only because of devotee association that one can stick to the path. So
Yes.
without devotee association, it is not possible to go ahead.
So, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is this pastime of a dog. He gets attached to a devotee. Do you guys know which devotee? Anyone? And then he goes back to the Godhead. He goes back to
जो
Godhead.
प्रभु जी वो सारी व्यवस्था करते थे, सब जगह पे लेके जाते
Yes,
थे,
Shivanand
वो
se.
शिवानंद।
Shivanand
यस
se.
यस
So,
प्रभु जी।
simply by following Shivanand Sen and getting attached to him, then he gets the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, he goes back. So that is the power of devotee association. Yes. And then also in Mahabharata we see, right? Dhritarashtra is so stuck in the material life that he is staying at the house of those who killed his own son. And then there is one devotee who goes and gives him very, very harsh word. Who is that?
विदुर जी।
Vidurji. Yeah.
Vidur.
So that is the beauty and power and mercy of divinity. So through them, we always progress. So this is wonderful. So last one, and then I will hand over to Radha Prabhu. I will, well, there is more, but I think we'll take a pause here in the interest of time. So we studied about all the devotional pastime. We studied about Markandeya Rishi. What is the ultimate benefit we get from this? By hearing, chanting. Finally, हमें क्या benefit होता है? I have highlighted. That's what I felt. You can share your part also.
हम प्रभु जी हम भगवान से जुड़ जाते हैं तो हम
Yes.
भगवान से एक पर्सनल रिलेशन डेवलप कर सकते हैं और ये जो रिलेशन है वो रेसिप्रोकेशन में होता है भगवान भगवान हमें इनरली भी हमें गाइड करते हैं हमारे जीवन में बहुत अच्छे इंसान आ जाते हैं दिस इज ऑल मर्सी क्योंकि हमारे आजू बाजू में जितने भी लोग हैं उनमें अगर जो भक्त हैं अगर हम भक्तों से घेरे हुए हैं तो वी आर सो फॉर्चुनेट एंड वी आर सो ब्लिसफुल ऑल्सो बिकॉज ऑफ लॉर्ड मर्सी वो हमारे साथ जीवन में है अगर वह अदरवाइज नहीं होते अगर हम दूसरे लोग भी अगर संग अगर अच्छा नहीं मिलेगा तो हम आगे नहीं बढ़ पाएंगे बिकॉज देर इज ओनली टू संग कुसंग और सत्संग हम लोग को वी आर सो फॉर्चुनेट वी आर गेटिंग सत्संग एवरी वीक एवरी डे ऑल्सो सो इट इज वेरी वेरी हेल्पफुल तो भगवान से जुड़ने से यही फायदा है कि हम जो भी हमारे जो परफेक्शन ऑफ लाइफ कहते हैं ना हम परफेक्शन ऑफ लाइफ वो हम में प्राप्त होता है
Yes, wonderful, Mataji. With that, I conclude. Thank you very much for so interactive and wonderful discussion. So, over to you, Radhavindu.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Hare
So
Krishna
one
Prabhuji.
point,
Nice.
just one
Go ahead.
point. Prasad Prabhuji, are you listening? Prasad Prabhuji,
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam. Next weekend you have got 102, that is on Friday.
Okay, Prabhu. That is
And
Friday.
Thank you.
Okay.
on
Minute, Prabhu.
Saturday, if you take 203, then 204 will be taken by Radha Vinod Prabhuji. Is it all right?
Yes.
Okay, Friday I have to take Prabhu, and then Saturday.
That's Friday and Saturday, your classes, and again
Next to next week. Yes.
next Friday, Radha Vinod Prabhuji is 204. Is that
Okay, Prabhu.
all right?
Yeah. It's okay, Prabhu.
Okay.
So next
Okay,
week,
then we
Friday,
go by-
Saturday, I have to take Prabhu. Yeah, okay.
Guruji, I will just be out from August 6 to 11. That's what I said. So, I think I
Okay,
don't have
tomorrow
anything,
there is-
but
Okay, Prabhu, I understood. Friday and Saturday I have to take coming week. Okay, Prabhu.
Yeah. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So just to conclude that, we have 11 chapter, 12 canto, 11 chapter, 4 classes, 101, 102, 103, 104, and 101. I will do it today. I will set the
Prabhuji
everything in
kindly
motion.
201
Sorry, 201. Sorry for correction.
yes,
201,
yes.
202, 203, 204. Right? So I was to take it 201, 202. So instead of that, today I will set everything in motion. Prabhuji has given enough time now also. Let's do more details on that. And then next week, I'm not there. I'm traveling so that you will take a 202 and 203. So everything refers to the chapter 11. Chapter 11 of Canto 12. Okay, and that the basic slokas I'll just set in. So the last one that comes next to next week, I will do that. So that I am available after that. Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. Prasad Prabhuji, thank you for consideration.
No problem, Prabhu. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with that, we'll start here. I'll share my screen. I have almost 1 hour, 15 minutes or so. I think we'll go through that. Let me share. Okay, where let's share participant chat, react, share. Okay. Okay, share. I'll share desktop. Share entire screen. Okay. So can you see my screen?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes,
Okay.
Prabhuji.
So before I start, I pray to the Chalu Prabhuji, all devotees, that this is a really, we are coming almost close to the end of 12 canto, end of Srimad Bhagavatam. And, last few days we are discussing about, Markandeya Rishi, as Sharad Prabhuji talks about chapter 8, 9, and 10. We had 4 lessons. chapter 11, there are 4 lessons. And then almost, I think 12 canto, we end with the 12 canto and end with the Srimad Bhagavatam. So last 2 chapters, chapter 12 and 13, basically, summarization and those. So basically there's nothing new philosophies are coming up there with that. So I'll just initially I'll just give my scope today. And then I have notes from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. We'll go through before, because that notes will help us to understand what is there in 11 chapter of a 12 canto, and because the subsequent lessons are depending on that. So we have time. Thanks for Prabhuji, Sanjay Prabhuji giving more time on that. So this is the screen. 201, Canto 11, Canto 12, Chapter 11, 1 to 50, there are slokas. Summary description of Mahapurusha, we'll see that. Then also we'll see that again going deep dive, 120 and 30, divine interconnection, understanding the nature of the Supreme through Kriya Yoga, the cosmic representation. And the last one, that again, slokas 24 to 50, divinity of the Supreme Personality Godhead and his manifestation in the cosmic order. So what this means, there are 12 slides we'll go through that constitute lesson 201. It is a little bit of totally different. So far we were discussing our layout. So I'll share another document, notes. Uh, can everybody see my another document also? I'm saying Word document.
Yes,
Yes.
Prabhuji.
Beautiful.
Yes.
So I just put, because there are so many things, I can't remember everything. Sanjay Prabhuji used to make note, everybody makes notes. So I thought that why not share and walk through that. So what I'm doing, 1 to 50, those slokas, basically last few slokas are, kind of repetition of Sun's 12 months. So we'll pick up one example, but let's understand what we are talking about here. Okay, and we'll take almost 20 minutes, and I have enough time there, 45 to 50 minutes. I'll go through the slides. So we will complete that 12 slides. I don't foresee any issue with that. So the name, 11th chapter given by Srila Prabhupada is a Mahapurusha, and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur talks about vibhutis. Apparently looks like they are different, but they are the same. As we go down, we'll understand that we are switching the gear, directly worship to the Lord, to the worship to the intermediate, and how to see the Lord Krishna through him. So that's the change here. I'll go through little more on that. Let's understand before you die in the philosophy. So here it talks about Mahapurusha. Is a Purusha is a, we all are Purusha, but Lord is a Maha. He is the greatest. There's nobody else. We also see that Charu Prabhuji explain, again, that's coming, the conscious 4 stages. If we have time, we can little go deep dive. We'll see how much time we get on that also. So also we remember when it's a Susupti, wakeful, Jagrat Avastha, Swapnil Avastha, Susupti, and Turiya Avastha. And Susupti, there's a special Purusha law talks about, we discussed. I'm just trying to get it. Let's understand what talks about Purusha. Then this is also as described here, Vibhutis. That means we are talking about universal form of the Lord now in this case. Okay, and that's the material world, or you can call material realm also. We also called a Virata Rupas also. So just take a moment and understand, because as we are coming to the end of Srimad Bhagavatam, let's recap some more things. That universal form, how many times we saw? Many times we saw, right? Arjuna also saw the universal form, but the purpose was different. Then Duryodhana also saw, purpose was different. Yashoda Maya also saw, purpose was different. Again, universal form is described in many cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam, giving details of the Lord, how he represent in the material world. So what is here at stake is there are 3 stages. One is a spiritual stage, the spiritual realm where the Lord is there, transcendental. we are in a material realm, and in between how we connect with that. So it's not a separate, they are part and parcel. Holistically, if you look at that, there's no difference. So Lord Krishna, there's no difference, is a universal form, and in that universal form we jivas are here in the material world. That's what we see, that right, that's where we connect with that. So in this particular case, example is given sun god, and we'll go through more into that. In a sun gods, basically angas and upangas, and his basically his Vibhushan, and is also a weapon, basically related to the Lord only again. But one, we are dying down to one of the vibhutis. So universal form, when you talk about, it contains everything that material realm. What is there? All creation, all destruction, all sustenance. That part is there. Now we see what we see here. 14 planetary system, particularly talks three lokas. Swarga loka, our Bhuloka, and the Patal loka. At least take that concept here for understanding purpose. Then there is a mountain and the rivers and all those things. But are they different? No. How to see the Lord? So far we are worshipping Lord directly, Krishna, Ram, and Narsim Bhagwan, and serving him directly. But here, by seeing around us, how to connect with the Lord. So that is a basic, we are talking about here. Kan kan mein Ram hai, to sab mein Ram bhi hai. I know, whatever we see that. I know, Sharad Prabhu ji mein Ram hai, Rajiv Prabhu, Sanju Prabhu ji mein bhi Ram hai, sab mein Ram hai. है ना. So it exists in all those things. So that is what we are trying to see through him, through the lens, how to connect with the Lord. So there is a little bit of difference. We get lost many times, karma kanda, this kanda, that kanda, and all that. But if holistically, if you look at that, they are not a different. That's how the God works through that. And very at the end of the slides, you will see wonderful words is there. Charupurba just described. We'll take some time and dive in each word of that. How everything connects with the Lord, and how it connects us, how it connects the Lord. So connection of the Lord Krishna with the Virat Rupa, our universal form, connection of us with the universal form, and through universal form we reach to the Mahapurusha, our Krishna. So that is what. And different uh, attributes are described. Very nice. Some of the consciousness, some other things are there. We'll go through, dive in through more attributes of that. So coming back, as I was saying, the 12th canto represents head of the Lord Krishna. Apparently, Sharad Prabhuji mentioned that we should not take it, but generally it's a canto 1 and 2 talks of the foundation, and the 12th canto talks about head also. It also talks about topics of Nirodha, 10 subject matter of Srimad Bhagavatam. It talks about destruction. And again, Virat Rupa is described in many different forms. Sometimes it is described the head is head of the Lord. In this case, it's described is the Swarga. The feet of the Lord is described as a Mrityaloka, that where we are there. His garland, his astra, and his abhushan. Everything will go, and different angs are described. We'll pick up few relevant, and it's a very big chapter. We can't go through everything. Now, as I was saying, that this is also hangover for Markandeys. It is Markandeys is not done yet. So the 8th, 9th, 10th are done, and in 11 also. How he was worshipping? He was not worshipping directly the way we are described. There are three. There are yantra, tantra, and mantra. We are not going through that, and it is said that here he was worshipping using a tantra, and that's what is mentioned. And how it is coming when Saunaka shows further interest in learning about the expansion of Lord Hari in the form of sun god. Again, we see vibhutis. So sun is not ordinary. Why the example is you picked up, but sun god can be picked up here. The moon could be picked up, or some other also could be picked up from there, and everything relates. But ideal example is a glaring example where the sun lord is here. He is a demigod. He is created by the Lord Krishna, we all see, and the word uses Lord Hari, indwelling controller of the universe and its originator. That is the Krishna manifests himself in the form of demigod son. Okay, that's understand. We should not leave consciousness of that sun. We should not see in isolation. Otherwise, by worshiping sun, we make it like seventh jewel. We are not going there, right? That we see Satrajit example. We are worshipping the Lord to get His mercy. So keep that mindful of that. So here again, it talks about material objects, a material object through which how to understand the Lord's major limbs, right? So through these limbs unite with the again Lord and not separate there. Okay, so some limbs are his direct limbs, some are secondary limbs, some are called weapons, garments, and we'll see through that one. So why we are doing here, Suta Goswami outlines the process of practical service by which mortal soul, like we are mortal, we live in mortal world, can attain immortality. So this is the purpose, but beyond that immortality, we also want to attain the love of the Lord, right? That's how it goes. So take the word as it is coming, and we can little bit as a devotee looks a little differently, but it is not a different. By attaining love of the Lord, we also get immortality indirectly, right? So we are not looking direct there. Then sustenance of the world. Just now we saw the Lord creation, maintenance, and destruction. So sustenance is the Lord Vishnu's role. So how we sustain, and the role of the sun god is a very, very important, and we'll go little more details into that. Sun sets in motion time. Everything is times. There are 5 subject matters in Bhagavad Gita, 10 Srimad Bhagavatam. One of the potential of the Lord is a time. Everything set. The moment material world is created, the clock is set in motion, and there's a end. Date is also decided at that time. But during that, it's not a linear clock; it's a cyclic clock. Everything moves in cycle. Why? Because this is how we connect with the Lord. The potential of time as sun, yeah, the potential time as the sun travel throughout the 12 months, beginning with the Chaitra mantra and set. But it is not the 12 mantra. Every day sun rises and we get up. We start our activities, daily dinacharya. We start with that, get up in the morning, devotees start chanting, complete japa, wake up take a bath, wake up the Lord, and do all these activities. The madhyan comes again, make a bhoga, again evening comes, put the Lord to the sleep as a devotee, and then you go to bed. We need to recover. The night has got a purpose, recuperate, and again start a fresh day. Think of the Lord has given one stretch along. That is not how our body is made. Krishna can do prahar leelas. We can't do it. We can do 3 of prahar or 4 prahar leela, rest of not leela, but activities. But other time we need also sleep, right? So how cyclic order is controlled and achieved by Lord by using the sun, and how we connect directly. Because at the end of the day, if we don't connect, then we don't appreciate. And through the connection, how we connect the Lord, Lord to sun god, to the Krishna, we see, and we understand the importance of the Lord, how he interact through various paraphernalia to support us our maintenance. Okay, that's the end of that. What is the end game here? Again, just now previously also mentioned, one who remembers the opulence of the personality Godhead, Sri Hari, in the form of sun, will become free from sinful reaction. And as Mataji was saying, then once you are sinful reactions gone, we'll take to the devotion, all the process can start. So Markandeya Rishi was worshipping the tantric worship at
Bring
Vishnu
up the
Chakravarti
slides
Thakur.
actually, or you are
No,
going through it?
no, I'm just giving notes, Prabhuji.
Okay, okay. Sure.
I'll go to
Okay.
the slide. I said 15 minutes, I'll give a highlight and then we'll go through the notes, because
Oh,
notes
okay.
are
Okay.
philosophical, right?
Okay.
Philosophical.
Okay.
And
Okay.
sorry, the slides are philosophical, right? And we need some background, correct? So I'm
Okay.
giving some background. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah. So here again, process of Kriya Yoga, worship of Vishnu and Lakshmi. That means basically it's a worship with structured worship is discussed here. Okay. And there are many things talked here. I'm not going. This is the universal form. I'll pick up a few important things. Again here, vibhutis for the feet of the Lord is the earth. Vibhutis, as I was mentioning, and the head is the Swarga. And how to understand, how to connect now. See, how to connect with getting the attribute to the Lord. The more meditative thought process are given here, right? So thinking of the feet and other limbs of the universal form, one should remember the spiritual limbs of the Lord, his lotus feet. That's how it is there. So what happens with the feet here? Okay, I'll just explain here. One feet, yeah. Okay, I'll come to the Lakshmi, how to meditate. Okay, here. By seeing and remembering the vibhutis of his feet, such as earth, one can easily remember the Lord's feet. Okay, he should always remember my Lord. You know, the devotee is talking about my Lord, and I always see the vibhutis of my Lord's feet. We see the vibhutis of Lord's feet, but are we alone? No, the earth, on the earth, all animals and plants which take shelter of the earth also have taken shelter of my Lord's lotus feet. Now, what it means to us, therefore, I must respect them all and not hate them. That's the central message. So we all devotees, we are all are devotees, or whether they is really following or not, we should not disturb. We should not hate anybody. The second, the vibhuti of Kastuba jewel, right? Different attributes are there. Hanging on the chest of the Lord are the jivas. Therefore, we should not criticize or harm even one of them. This is the result of contemplating the universal form. So, when you contemplate the Lord, Sun, the earth, we have to consider all the jivas who are sustained by the Lord. They are part and parcel of the Lord. I am also sustained by the Lord, so I should not hate anybody. I should, support, criticize anybody. That is how it comes. Another aspect here is a mention, how we connect, Jagrata Avastha, but different attributes are there in the slide will go because this will help us there. A couple of more minutes and then we'll dive through the slide. Different stages of consciousness. Charu Prabhuji has walked through Manduk Upanishad and many other time. One is a Jagrata Avastha, where external and internal are body mind complex are working together, and we can connect with what we see. Then again, dreaming, Swapna, at that time, external connections are stopped. We are connected only mind and intelligence. I think that's only active. Deep sleep, Susupti stage, both are cut off, external aware, and we are with the soul. If time is there, we'll go little more dive into that. But the context which is there in a slide, I just brought up here, we'll read through. And so the first is Jagrata Avastha, Swapnil Avastha, Susupti Avastha. They are kind of a material, but once is the Turiya stage, that's the last stage. That we are beyond everything. So we are placed in the spiritual, right? So how through using external objects, senses, and mind, how we connect with the Lord. Here also some Vishnu Chakravarti gives more details than Srila Prabhupada, and that's why I picked up some notes from here. He say Vasudev, he represents the waking state. This Sankarshan Shana represents dreaming, Padyumna represents a deep sleep, Aniruddha represents fourth state of Turiya, right? So there are a lot of details are there into this. So there are not much of the purport, but whatever is there, I'm trying to I am present here. So anyone who rises early in the morning and with a purified mind chants his description of universal form, like this 11th canto, the form of the Supreme Brahman will realize Paramatman. Okay, so that is how it is there. So with that, I will stop the slides and I'll go to now to the slides. Okay, I stopped the notes. Okay, so I just high level, I just gave what is coming up here, and this will become a basis for next 3 chapters beyond that. Is there any question before I move to the slides? Because slides we have 1 hour and there are 12 slides. As much time we can go through, we have enough time for that also. Any question? This is the context to the 11th canto. Okay, so I accept no. So we discussed that we'll be covering the first summary of description, divine interconnection, then divinity of the Supreme Personal Godhead and his manifestation in the cosmic order, right? Up to here, this controls the
So,
12th slide. Yes, Prabhuji, go ahead.
so you're saying that the Markandeya Rishi, he was
Hmm.
doing tantric puja?
Yeah, that's what is mentioned. That is mentioned by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And that was the question was asked to Shaunak Rishi asked, because Shaunak
Oh,
Rishi also belonged to lineage, same lineage. And he said, my ancestor, right? He mentions that Markandeya Rishi, he prayed using a tantric there. But how it is that, right? How he see the Lord, right? How we connect with the Lord Hari. That was the question, Prabhuji. I think I skipped some of this notes over there, but that's the connection. Good question, Prabhuji.
okay.
But you remember, I think we discussed, Archana Mataji also raised some time back. There's a yantra. Sharad Prabhuji can talk at the end time. People worship. There is a mantra. Normally we do, and there is a tantra. This is the how they use that to connect with the Lord. Okay,
Right,
but
right.
Markandeya used that.
Mhm. Oh, that's interesting to know that
Yeah.
there is a positive way of this tantra also.
I was also, and that's why I brought up that, Prabhuji. And because Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur mentions that very clearly, we take up that, right?
No, yeah.
Uh,
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
let's go here, sloka by sloka, and sorry, slide by slide, as I said, 12, and deep dive through that. And remember that sun god, don't look in isolation. This can be isolation. One can look and then like a semantic jewel. We are not worshipping sun god for that kind of benediction, right? Satyajit, he worships. We are worshipping the Lord to connect with the Lord Krishna, Hari. So that is a higher purpose, because Markandeya Rishi at the end of the Nar Narayan Rishi appeared, right, in front of him. So how it is that, and that was the question. And now of all the cosmic, we are taking sun god as a one example. And I described few attributes of sun god. We can go in more details of that. Some more are coming in the slides now. And I'll, as and when it comes, I'll little bit of explain more on that. Okay,
हरे
so we
कृष्ण
start.
प्रभु जी।
Yes, go
प्रभु
ahead.
जी, याज्ञवल्क जो ऋषि थे उन्होंने भी सन गॉड की प्रार्थना की थी, तो
की
उनको
थी, right?
यजुर्वेद मिले थे,
हाँ,
नए मंत्र।
exactly.
तो हमें
Correct.
वो मूड से उनको प्रार्थना करनी होगी।
हाँ, लेकिन हम लोग को प्रार्थना करना है कि भगवान उसको वो हमको
बस
विराट
हमें
रूप
तो
में।
भक्ति मिले उसके लिए प्रार्थना
हाँ,
करनी है।
शरद
Yes,
प्रभु जी ना पिकअप करके, सॉरी, चारू प्रभु ने उठा के इसे भक्ति में लाए, जैसा भगवत गीता में up to the 6th chapter end of that there's a bhakti brief, very indirectly described, right? The same way everything Charu Prabhu ji brought into the bhakti, everything he connects whatever. But if you read that individual slokas, those 50 slokas, you see that it's also universal form, with different angas are described, but how that connect with the Lord, that is what we are looking. Correct. That's what is our purpose. We should see lotus feet of Lord Hari, not earth. We should not see the all the devotees are part and parcel of the Lord. We are together worshipping the Lord. That should be there. Sun God sets in motion time and other paraphernalia. It supports us. We can connect with the Lord very easily day to day. Every day we connect. Every moment sun rises, sun goes up ahead and thus falls down. Every activities are connected with that. So what a great role the sun Lord performs for the Lord. And every activities we should do tell to the Krishna, right? That's the sum total. That's why briefly I mentioned. And with that we'll go ahead here. Now, divine manifestation in material form, right? Divine. So Lord's manifestation in this case, it is the sun that we are talking about. This chapter profoundly illustrates how Lord Sri Hari, the Supreme Personality Godhead, takes on various forms, notably as Sun God, to deeply engage with the material realm, because he connects, he sets in motion right morning and sets in motion, puts you to sleep. Everything is done by the sun god. So we can't avoid, we can't say that I'm not aware of the sun, because there may be some demigods or something we may not be aware, they may have a smaller role, but sun god is so prominent. It you can't get rid of that, right? So this is the highest is picked up, and Bhagavad Gita says, I am the eyes, right? The sun god is the eyes, moon is the mind, right? All those things are there talked about. So here, notably, the sun god deeply engaged in material realm. All activities are controlled. So they are devotees of the Lord, performing activities for the Lord, for our for people like us, jivas. And we are mritya, and by going worshipping the sun god, ultimately we'll become immortal. Remember that, and that is a devotional service. That's what we are talking about. Such accessible and relatable, very nice word, accessible. Sun, everything is accessible. We get up in the morning, we see that, relate, we can connect all activities with the sun god, with his day. It's not only start of the day and end of the day, but think of the Chaitra, Vaishak, Margashira, all 12 months. We celebrate lots of different pastime. There's a summer, there's a winter, they're full four rutus, they are there, we see, but India primarily there are two. So how much variety the sun bring? How maintenance is done by using sun, Lord? This not only time, but also sun sees rays and heat and light and all these things. You can go in more and more detail, but everything is coming from the Lord, right? That's what we talk about. So materialism, such as accessible, Lord is accessible. That Son God, through Him we are connected with the Lord here. So we have to go via here, and relatable. We can relate with the Lord because whatever it happens, it connects with us. It is not for somebody else, right? Is there manifestation enables devotee to pursue divine qualities, right? And through that, why divine qualities, don't forget that mother, like sun god is there, mother earth, so earth is there. Earth is the feet of the Lord, all different limbs of the Lord, also it is the Lord. We are there, other people are also there, so no envious, no hatred towards them. We are part and parcel of the Lord, in the same process, right? And as we go other chapter, we'll see different people react differently. Why, we'll see at that time also. So relatable manifestation enable devotees to pursue divine qualities. How divine qualities? Not to hate others. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also talks about, right? Vaishnava Seva, Harinam, Vaishnava Seva, and Jeev Daya, right? He talks about three. So we cannot forget that. You come all the way from wherever you comes, you connect with the same thing through tangible objects. Sun is a tangible, Mother Earth is a tangible, devotees are tangible, like limbs, weapons, and garments. So this is the described. Sun's different his head, feet, and other things are hands, and then his garments, his garlands, his weapons. Again, Sudarshan Chakra. Here also limbs and sublimbs, basically associates of the sun god are described. We'll go little more detailed into that. Okay, so Lord doesn't come and performs activities alone. When Lord descends, he comes with the 3 billion gopis, right? Rasa dance, how many gopis were there? It says that almost 3 billion, right? So many gopis, and there are other gopas and other. So Lord doesn't come. So sun doesn't come alone, and he has varieties also. Like Lord comes with the varieties of the people to perform pastimes. He brings it Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksh, and Ravana and all the people to perform the pastime. So does the Sun Lord. So in a mini form, we can connect with the Sun God. That's the purpose of that, right? So limbs, weapons, and garments. So again, philosophical, this concept powerfully counters impersonal. Yeah, again, typical of Srila Prabhupada, He always hates this impersonalist, so to say, interpretation of the divinity that that is the this is the Nirguni Nirakar. No, it's the Lord, with whom we connect, with whom we relate. He is a person. He reciprocates, right? All that. So reinforcing the notion that the sacred is not only approachable, very important, sacred Lord, through Lord Krishna, through Sun God and other gurus, sadhu shastra, you name it, it goes through everything, but intimately relatable to us, intimately it's connect. There's nothing beyond that. We have a lot of friends, a lot of people, they may be close, intimate, but the Lord is much more intimately connected in this life and the next life and that to next life. He's always there with us, right? We saw the glories of the Lord. It invites devotees into personal relationship with the divine, demonstrating how God can manifest in forms that connects and resonate with a human experience. So human experience, we see the sun God, everything sets in motion, sun rises, we rise, sun sets, we sleep. All those things resonates. That means we connect, we reciprocate, we imbibe all that, so it is not in isolation. I don't care, there could be a crazy people. I don't care sunrise, rise, and they sleep in a bed till 12 o'clock. We are not talking about that. But for him also, sun brings a rain, sun brings a light, he brings a heat, he gives all that is there. So that is the human experience. We connect. If there's no connection, right, we may not appreciate that. Okay. Then process of practical service. Okay. The text articulates transformative path of practical service available to mortal souls like us, guiding them towards immortality. That's the purpose. Devotion. Let's use that word. This journey includes heartfelt worship. Many times we discuss mindful remembers. Okay. Now, when you son Lord, we see the earth. Remember the devotees, mindful remembrance of the Lord. Don't see the Lord in isolation. Don't worship. I can only worship Lord and other people are not. They are part and parcel. Mindful remembrance. You are remembering the Lord with keeping mind that others are to his associate. Association is the one part. Again and again discussed throughout this chapter. Now we'll see. Acknowledging the Son's divine opulences. His opulence are there. It's our Lord's opulences. Again, philosophy. This process reveals that spiritual growth transcends mere theory, right? It's not only his cosmic presentation, but everything relates with us. It's meant for us. It is for me. Lord has sent me. Lord is compassionate with me. He listens to me. That is a personal desire. That's a personal cry, right? That's what is there. It demands active engagement through devotion and service. It emphasizes that true progress involves not only performance of rituals. Now here we are talking puja, rituals, but doing so with sincerity and love. It's not a morning, get up in the morning, give some water to Krishna and replace the flower or do something. Many times we do also, but with a sincerity and love. That means here Lord also slept. We have to wake him up. We have to treat him all that and love. There's no love, there won't be sincerity, right? Both are coined together, and then only we connect with the inner there. One is the head and another is heart. We connect the Lord reciprocates in more than one way. That we see, underscoring bhakti, devotional service as essential of spiritual in elevation and attainment of eternal life that we are talking about. So let's go through the third attribute, right? The role of time and cosmic order. Sun God is a perfect example for the time. The Lord Hari manifests his essence of time through the Sun God, who journeys through the 12 months, epitomizing the cyclical nature of time and its a critical role in sustaining the universe, right? We discuss many times 12 months and different seasons are there. Think of only rain, think of only sun, think of only snow. It doesn't work because the grains has to grow. Lord is so cognizant. This is how he sustains, right? He gives the night, he gives the year, throughout the year. Again, after January, February, they go to December. Again, January comes. The 1 year pass, the second year, the third year, 100 years. What happens? We lose, leave the body. So Lord, how intimately He's connected, and we have to see that here. Okay, next. This the philosophical part now for the role of the time. This theme articulates the profound interconnectedness between the divine and the natural order. Okay, divine, so Lord, and natural order, how the time factor impacts our lives, right? Portraying time as a celestial creation. Why celestial? Because this is cosmic. It plays a role in that. Again, we get a moon's reflection coming through the sun. The heat is an important part of our life, right? And that orchestrates the universe's functioning. How Lord takes pain. He gives everything that needs our sustenance. He gives the clothing, he gives the food, he gives everything. And to get out of that, also Bhagavad Gita talks about, right? Initially he created this material world and the demigods, and then scripture, so that following the scriptures, eventually you come to understanding that there's nothing here. So we have to go transcend that and go to the spiritual. So you take all the scripture, all the lesson points only one direction. Different aspects are there. Consider every time. Recognize the sun god's role, foster the deeper reverence and nature and life's rhythm, framing them as expression of divine will. So we'll be talking about divine will, how the divine will, sadhu, guru, sadhu, shastra, how his will is to take us back. And as we go through divine will, our will, and the karma coming through, our destiny, how it comes, we will discuss more on that. But this is how Lord has set in motion. That's how he takes care of in spiritual world. There's a kalparuksha, there's a no sun, Lord's rays are there. If you take other side also, so he's there, he's also here. And we'll also see, go through the 4 stages of consciousness a little more, and we'll see how every step of the way we are connected with the Lord and not away from Him. Okay, so then remembrance of divine opulences here. Okay, so very important. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. It's very important. Shravan is okay, not sufficient. Also in Bhagavad Gita, Anta Kalecha Mam Eva Smaran Muktva. He doesn't talk about anything. Smaran, you have to remember Shravan and Kirtan, and then only remember Smaran. So Smaran plays a very, very vital role in our life, devotee's life. So Lord is cognizant of that. So remembrance of divine opulence. The text asserts that recalling the opulence of divine qualities and attributes of Lord Hari, in this case the sun, as a representative, individuals can liberate themselves from sinful reaction. This act of remembrance is intricately tied to practical devotion. All right, because as I mentioned a few times, right, wake up in the morning and sets in motion our chanting, japa, and all that. So who does that? Who rings the bell early in the morning? That is the sun red, the birds chirp, right? And even if you don't have clock, the nature will wake you up, and guys get up and start their activities, right? Now philosophical. Remember. This principle highlights the transformative power of devotion and remembrance. Very important, remembrance, smarana, in spiritual practice. It posits that by focusing on the divine's attributes and forms here, divine's attribute, we'll see his personal attribute, his secondary attribute are the associates, and his basically ornaments and weapons. We'll see here that forms devotees can purify their spirit and transcend material limitation, realigning their consciousness with a deeper spiritual truth. Important is realign with the Lord. If you want to go against whatever the minute freedom, you go back into the birth, date, old age, disease, adi daivik, adi bhautik, adi atmik, all the klesha, you run through the cycle again and again. till you want to get out of that, right? Then fifth aspect is association of a divine personality, how the Lord associates, and that gives also inspiration. Also, the devotional service is not in isolation, but it's done as a community. The sun journey with the 12 sets of personal companions. So 12 sets are there. Every month changes, symbolizing that the divine operates within the vibrant community of celestial being, never alone. We'll see last few slokas of the 50th slokas. Each month, who becomes sun, who becomes other demigods. Remember, there are like that when Manu also changed. Everything is cycle so meticulously planned. You can't believe it. When Brahma's day one, there are 14 Manu. When the Manu change, it doesn't change just like that. Somebody initiates that. Saptarshi starts with that, and they initiate some bell rings, and then they get into picture, and other things starts. There are a lot details described in some of the other Puranas. So like that. So again, one mono goes, the another time, another different set of Saptarshis are there. See, I'm just giving one example. This is one example is the sun god. So every month there's a sun god in a different names, and different devotees are participating. So there's a variation, there are varieties, uh, opportunity for different celestial being empowered and given to go with the sun, and sun doesn't travel alone. And we'll see that what happens at the end when along with the sun, all these other six living beings are there, celestial beings are there. Also, it talks about along with the sun, there are 60,000 brahmanas also, they walk. It's a whole paraphernalia, that it what it goes through that. And Also, we understand how Hanumanji wants to get a knowledge as goes to sun, how he got the knowledge. He was running backward, right? And sun facing to the sun. So we see that. So many things are there, right? So amazing thing how sun is not an ordinary demigod, right? We see that. So again, philosophical here. Element emphasize the relational nature of the divinity. Relational, we can connect with that. The different aspects of that connecting with us also back, signifying that spiritual growth flourishes in communal context. And we saw Gopi's example, we saw devotees today also. We discuss in that we cannot do bhakti. As Raksha Mata said that if somebody is falling behind, the other devotee picks up. We are together in this journey, and we cannot be in isolation. So emphasize again and again, and devotee association is also there. Sun God, it reflects the belief in a supportive spiritual network that nurtures, very important, that cultivates individual progress. Right. So if somebody is failing, somebody is doing good, encourage devotee. Right. Both has to happen, making every devotee feel like a vital part of a collective journey to realization, towards God realization, vital part. Nobody is left out, nobody is rejected in the Lord's journey. This is a very important, we all of us we should understand. So in conclusion, together this theme powerfully affirm the personal, relational and accessible nature of the divine as expressed in Vedic philosophy. They underscore the essential role of active devotion. We heard cyclic pattern of time, and that motivates, that rejuvenates. We have sleep and again start that time, and importance of community on the path of spiritual liberation. And that sun imbibes everything of that is explained here. This perspective encourages practitioners to engage wholeheartedly in their spiritual practice, inviting them to recognize the divine in everyday world around them. So Lord is not a distant. Lord is a, Ishopnis, Lord is away, he is also close. Lord is walks, he doesn't walk, all that apparently contradiction. So Lord is not away, he's approachable to us, right? And he's there for us, right? We see that. So next, now let's go through 1 to 20, little bit or more dive, and then remaining also will go in little deeper. Those are the slokas here. So describe attributes and all that, all 50 high level. Now we are going little more. First 1 to 23 talks about Lord's attributes, particularly discuss. So Kriya Yoga, so meditation. Sorry, it is a worship. And how worship should be done is also given here. The text begins with the inquiries about Kriya Yoga, emphasizing the importance of disciplined worship of the Supreme Lord. Disciplined word is again and again, sadhana bhakti, raganuga bhakti, or all that process, and guru sadhu sang, taking initiation, all everything is a structure. It cannot be a whimsical. That is why it is also science. So you follow the path, you reach to the destination, right? So that's how it is a disciplined worship of the Supreme Lord, who embodies both transcendental and material aspect. Lord, transcendental and impermanent, right? We talk about that again and again. So he is a transcendental, but the transcendental Lord approaches us through material aspect, through a Son God, to reach out, because we are material, our gross body is material, our man, buddhi, ahankar, and chitta all are material. But how Lord can come to us, how Lord can pick up approach through this, right? The process outlined involves devotion and spiritual practice that lead to deeper understanding of the divine. So Kriya Yoga, little high level discuss here, acts as a bridge between material and spiritual world, right? Devotion, like chanting also, it bridges the gap. We talk about, right, name of the Lord, the Leela of the Lord, the qualities of the Lord, form of the Lord, dham of the Lord. We talk about, right, it connects, bridges us gap with the Lord. Also here, Kriya Yoga, worship, also bridges between the material and spiritual world. We worship the Sun God, considering here, if you think of that, is the Lord Krishna, or worship Krishna as he also comes as the Sun God. It's one and the same on that. It highlights the necessity of structured practice, highlighted again and again, in attaining spiritual realization and immortality. That's the end goal. That's the bhakti for us. Aligning with the belief that sincere worship leads to divine connection and enlightenment. If there's no sincerity, we can do life after life. Yes, there will be some benefit, but sincere devotion, that means with a love, with a dedication, with a mindful, you do all the activities considering this activity will please my Lord, and at the same time not hurt others, so no offenses there. So we go in that direction, right? So universal form of the Supreme Lord. The portal of Supreme Lord as universal form encompasses all aspects of creation, including elements like earth, sun, trees, everything is there, which are identical as his limbs. This representation illustrates the interconnectedness of all existence with the divine. Why this is gone again and again we are seeing, because the impersonalists cannot see that, and this Virat Rupa is one way to connect with them also. Devotees accept the personal form of the Lord. Devotees has no problem on seeing the sun, seeing the moon, seeing the water. He says there are 36 attributes. I'm testing water, I'm here. Devotees doesn't have any problem. But this scatters to all the people. This message is for all, and that's the emphasis here. This theme underscores the idea that everything is manifestation of divine. Recognize the Supreme Lord in cosmic order. He is there, cosmic. He's not only living in Vaikuntha and Golok Vrindavan and Brahman effulgence, but he is also with us there, encouraging devotees to see divine presence in all aspects of life, fostering the sense of unity. That means they are not different, and reverence for creation. Why creation is there? For our purpose, for us to correct and correctional. We are in correctional facility, correct ourselves and go back. We have turned our back to the Lord. Now this is how Lord reaching out to us to take us back or reclaim us back to Him. So this is how He has created all this network that we see here. Now, divine attributes and opulences. Here, the text details various attributes and ornaments of the Lord, including his garland, that he wears, garments and weapons. Each item symbolizes a different aspect of spiritual and material energy, reflecting complexity of divine nature. We see the feet, we see the head, we see it's a garland. The garland has also the sparkle that represents the jivas we saw in that quickly in the note. So he's connected with all that, and also with weapons, for correction. The Lord, and he is not only in the deity form, but he is in the form of all his paraphernalia around us, right? Now, philosophical aspect, that point B, this intricacy signifying that God is not a distant reality, right? We see that, but imbued with the qualities that can be understood and revered through devotion, right? Very important, intricately signifies the God is not distant reality, just now we saw, but imbued, connected, included with the qualities that can be sun qualities, the words qualities, the other thing around us for our purpose to use and progress on the path of a spiritual journey. Lord has given to us with the quality that can be understood and revered. Why revered will come? Otherwise, people are ignorant. They say, "Hey, I am born here, and Lord has given that." Jainism and other scripture talks about some. Not there. There's another one, Charvaka. Life is there, enjoy, and nothing exists beyond that. Buy, borrow, and enjoy. No, so it's not that. Quality that can be understood and revered. Reverence come, respect come when we see how Lord is compassion, and Lord is individually we feel He's my Lord. Individually, I feel my Lord custom made for me. Sharad Prabhuji can feel Lord is for him, custom made, but that way He's a Lord for everyone. Right? So he's custom made to everyone. He's sitting in your heart as a Paramatma. He's my Paramatma, other Paramatma. Even though Paramatma is Paramatma, but he also watches me. He also guides me. He caters my individual need also, right? We see that. So understood and revered through the devotion, each element serves as the focal point for meditation. Meditation, remembrance, right? That we talk about, helping devotees understand the multifaceted nature of divinity. He doesn't come one form, right? Many times we talk about Krishna comes and does different leelas. Who knows? One of the leelas, one will talk. Somebody likes Putna's leela, somebody likes bravery of the Lord Krishna, somebody likes his leela with the gopis, somebody likes something else. Who knows who will like what? Because we are different modes and different combinations, all that, right? So different consciousness, all those things are there, but something will stuck to that. Lord caters everybody needs, because Lord encompasses, He's compassionate for everyone. He doesn't reject anybody, right? That is that. Now, very change here. We'll see here. So far we discussed here, Sri Lakshmi Devi is brought in. Let's understand that. Role of the goddess of fortune here. Pay little attention. The goddess of fortune, Sri Lakshmi Devi, is depicted as consort of Supreme Lord. So far, no problem. Illustrating the relationship between the divine and material opulence. What Lakshmi represent? Opulence, right? Material opulence, she represent. That opulent Lakshmi, where she resides? She resides at the lotus feet of the Lord Krishna. So does she leave the opulences? All that opulence, despite, is she distracted like us? We are distracted. Hey, I got opulence that Mother Kunti talks about, right? Jalma, Aishwarya, Shruta, Shribi, those four things she talks about. Jalma, good family life, birth, good life, good beauty, good knowledge, and good wealth, right? All those things are there. Somebody can have more or less those opulences. We get so much entangled and so much dragged out. But Lakshmi owns everything. But what she does, she's at the lotus feet of the Lord. Wonder glaring example. So Lord doesn't leave any opportunity to highlight here. She is in a spiritual world. She is also in material world. All that. She embodies spiritual wealth. That is a more important. That's why she is there, and the eternal energy that governs material nature. So more details are given here. Think of is internal potential of the Lord. Let's read this and we'll come back. The philosophical point being, this duality emphasizes that material prosperity is rooted in a spiritual consciousness, because that's what she is there. She doesn't see anything other. She would have forgotten Lord. That, right? The goddess inseparable connection with the Supreme Lord suggests that true wealth lies not in material possession, but spiritual relation and devotion. Right? So, Mother Lakshmi, she is. People want Lakshmi, but people doesn't want Narayan, because in puja also, we are talking about puja. We invite both. If you do watch the puja, we invite Narayan, we invite Lakshmi, we invite Ganesha, Indra, so many, everybody. At the end, we want everybody to go, but we don't tell Lakshmi to go back, right? So, but where the Lakshmi is there, if the Narayan is with you, Lakshmi is always with you. Connect with that. So, example is given that the Lakshmi is, despite all the opulence, how she is with the Lord and serving the lotus feet of the Lord. We should not be cognizant. We should not be puffed up, our little bit of material. Again, Goddess inseparable connection, not a moment. We are not also disconnected from. We think maybe disconnected by our opulence, but we are not connected. It is said that what is the true devotee? That true devotee is that devotee for even half a moment he doesn't forget the Krishna or remembrance of Krishna, even if the whole Lakshmi is given to him. Opulence of Lakshmi is given. So every opulence is given. One who doesn't forget Krishna for a moment, no, half a moment. Even half of the moment, it doesn't forget. So that is the consciousness is discussed here. Okay. I will go to the next here. Divine attributes and opulences. The text identifies various expansions of the Supreme Lord, including Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Anirudh. Just now we saw here, representing different facets of divine influence over creation and existence. But these are mentioned basically. We'll just spend some time. I want to go through a little bit of quickly and then come back again. And whatever is here, we'll talk on that. How Vasudeva connects to the Jagrata Avastha. Because, the question comes, how we are connected to the Lord, connect with our senses. Mind body complex, Sharu Prabhuji always talks about, body is a body, Pancha Mahabhuta, and subtle part is a Man, Buddhi, Ahankara, and Chitta, that four together we talk about. And we also did, Markande, we went through, what is that, Upanishad, where that four different Jagrata Avastha, then Swapnila Avastha, then we talk about deep sleep and Turiya stage, right? We talk about that. Manduk Upanishad, we went through that, right? So we'll come back later. So this is how it is there. Vasudeva is, we connected with the Jagrata Avastha because he is a part of the creation. His name is always attached with that. Sankarshan is basically sleep avastha. And Pradyumna is a deep sleep. Aniruddha is there. Also, we know these are expansions are Krishna expands to Narayan. That expansion, Narayan expands to four quadruple. Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. Again, that Sankarshan expands to Narayan expands to again Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Anirudh. That second Sankarshan is a Mahavishnu, and then material world is created, right? We see that, but individually, everybody has a role to play on that, right? We see that also. We'll go little more as we go here and that. So just to keep that flow and the slides, I'm not going more details at this moment. This expansion illustrates the concept of divine pluralism within the unified world. So Lord not one, he comes in different form. He sends his devotees. He has 24 different incarnations of Lord in Srimad Bhagavatam, but we understand there are millions of. They are not one or two, right? So for our understanding, few are described here. So influence for creation and existence, Lord. This expansion illustrates the concept of a divine pluralism within the unified whole. He is in many forms. Each aspect serves as a purpose in the cosmic order, reinforcing the belief that Supreme is both one and many. So one Lord uh, expands to many for doing the same purpose. As we talk about, Krishna's eternally enjoyed with Radharani and Gopis and playing the flute. But who does the rest of the work, right? His expansions do, right? Vasudha expansion, Aniruddha, Sankarshan, right? All this expansion. Sankarshan is basically again in creation, right? They do his work. So Lord divides his work, but he himself at the same time not doing. He creates the material world, but not entangled because he's a material Kriya Shakti, creates this material world. So how the Lord is remains aloof also, his transcendent nature, but at the same time how he cares, he is also in a material realm also. We see that. So this expands the concept of a divine pluralism within a unified whole. Each aspect serves as a purpose in cosmic order, reinforcing the belief that Supreme is both one and many and accessible through various forms of devotees understanding, right? We see that and we have discussed many times. Four sets of consciousness. Let's a little bit go into that. This passage discusses the Supreme Personality of God in relation to the different states of consciousness. Four stages. We understand basically, right? Manduk Upanishad talks about we are not going through the Omkara, those stages. So Jagrita stage, we all our senses and mind, intelligence, everything is working, everything's awake. Because what we see, awake stage, what we see, we perceive that. That is how the mind can see that, that like any figure we see, or any smell we get, or any sound we hear through ear, right? All those things are different aspects. That and consciousness is very important. What purifies? Purified consciousness, Krishna consciousness, right? So mind purifies using the consciousness. That's what we say. Mind purified, that means also conscious purified. But how conscious works here? You know, there was one, I didn't forward, I just forward to Sharathruji. I think Chandra's what is the Chaitanya Charan Prabhuji's we are listening. I just enrolled, and it says, "What happens when we sleep? Where the how the consciousness changes." And let's little bit of talk. It's connected with that also, but we will not go into really more detail. So, in a Jagrata Avastha, all our senses are connected to the sense object. The mind interacts, mind function is a two-way function, right? As we see, it is a repository. At the same time, it processes real-time information also, right? That's what the mind intelligence also helps in that take a decision. All that man buddhi ahankar also plays a role here. So in a Jagrata Avastha, the consciousness, what they see, what they perceive in the mind. So this is how it works here in real time there. Then Swapna, when we are asleep there, what happens? External connection is cut off. External connection is cut off. So where we are left, three things are important: mind, intelligence, all indriyas, and sense object, and there's a soul, right? These are the different souls. We see how the soul plays. So in a Jagrat, soul is aware, right? What's happening there? In a Swapnil, uh, external mind is cut off. We are in a dreaming stage. We are basically sleeping for for understanding purpose. So eyes is not seeing, the ear is not here, kind of hearing or smelling, we are not doing. So it become more inward, right? So mind and intelligence, the mind is basically active at that time. So the conscious becomes more inward at that time to that. So that is the stage of swapna avastha. Mind becomes quietened. Why? Because in a day, Jagrata Avastha, different vrittis, different things are happening around us, and those things can distract us or whatever is we call. But at least we are closing that. We are closing the input. Whatever input is in the mind, only we are trying to release that. It comes back in the form of a dream, and there we that we play a role in that. So in a dream there, so mind is only active, and through that it's a connected with again connect with consciousness. Consciousness is a symptom of symptom of soul, right? So that's how we connect with that. So Jagrata Avastha we connect with that. Swapnil Avastha we connect with that. Now Susupti, different things totally. So at this stage we have been cut off totally from external stimuli, vrittis. Mind is also taken out here. So where Susupti, deep sleep, right? And Charu Puruji explained so nicely, and that's a special Purusha comes to the play picture here. We are not going into that. But in the Susupti stage, what happens? Where the consciousness is there, where the consciousness goes. That article which I can share to everybody, it's a beautiful article, and the same Prabhuji we are following in Govinda Bhash also. He says, where is that in Susupti state? Consciousness says, where is the Lord? He's a Paramatma. He is not in the senses, because gross elements are sense objects are not working. Mind and intelligence is not working. He talks about at that stage, the Susupti is go to the where the Lord is sitting. He is in our heart, right? Is a as a Paramatma. So he says we are not detached from Lord for a moment also. The way we are connected with the rest of the thing, also through consciously how we are connected with the Lord. All these three stages we are connected with the Lord of Susupti also. And this is the stage, there is no disturbance, and souls, could be imbibed. With this soul's nature could be imbibed. The soul Jiva Swarup and Nitya Krishna Das is not disturbed. It's stable. And that, but think of that, Jagrata, Swapnil and Susupti, all three are immaterial. The Susupti ends, we also come back to the Jagrata and the Swapna. This keeps on revolving, all three, right? Somewhere it is called also in mundane. But in a pure, that is in Turiya state, when it becomes a permanent, and we taken shelter of the Lord, then there's no turning back, right? That is what. So at that time, in Turiya state, we are with the Lord. In Swapnil, we are connected with the Lord. Sushupti, we are connected with the soul. Again, we are not away from that. Why it is required? There are a lot of purpose they talk about. Jagrata Avastha, we are connected because that is where we activity do. So see how intricately our mind and subtle parts are also intertwined with the Lord. Okay, we'll go here and maybe we can see something more. This framework presents holistic view of human experience, suggesting that spiritual realization transcends ordinary consciousness. That what we see in Jagrata Avastha, it's a beyond that, right? And it gives a glimpse. It encourages practitioner to seek higher awareness through devotion and meditation, ultimately leading to enlightenment. Integration of material and spiritual realities, because ultimately material realm and spiritual realm has to be transcended. So there has to be integration. That cannot be a broken link. There has to be a seamless transition from material to the spiritual, because we are not used to get broken or cut here and there and go. It doesn't work. The mind has to be peaceful, and when the mind is peaceful, everything is there. We connect with the Lord, with our own heart, and we relate everything, and then we transcend, right? So integration of material and spiritual reality. The text illustrates how material world and spiritual essence are intertwined. Material world and spiritual essence. Mind the word essence. What is the spiritual essence? This is what the eternal Swarupa, this is where we are eternally situated. This is what Lord wants us to take. This is we are turned our back. We are come to the material world. Our essence is to go back, connect with the Lord. He may send us material world. That's another part. But we are connect. Essence is connect with the Lord. He is our Godfather. He is our Mamuse Jivaloke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. Hai na? Mamuse. We are his part and parcel. He is a compassionate Lord. He wants us. He comes here, performs all the activities, Guru Sadhu Shastra to takes us back, all that we cannot forget. So spiritually, that is a spiritual essence. And we have to connect. If you see the material world, me and mine and just enjoy, the Charvak philosophy doesn't work, because he'll go through life after life in this material world. Then elements like a sun, we see the earth, then various senses are depicted as part of the divine body, emphasizing their sacred nature. Sun has its duty. The Mother Earth, she is also a demigod. Mother Earth, we see her compassion, how she gets worried when there's a Papa grows on the material earth, right? How she goes, how the sun and the moon god and other the demigods are also part and parcel of the whole eco cycle that we see. Senses are depicted as a part of divine body, emphasizing their sacred nature. So they are not in isolation, they are part of the same. B, philosophical. This integration challenges the notion of dualism. There's no duality. We should not see Lord is separate and material world is separate. No, the material world is an extension of a Lord's mercy to us. So for our correction and going back, this is how everything is material. How we can connect without that, right? That's how it is there. So there's a uniformity, suggesting that material existence can be pathway to spiritual realization. It encourages devotees to engage with the material world, engage, not there, not attached, difference, right? World to connect with the divine, fostering a sense of purpose and devotion. We should not attach the material world. The roles and responsibilities are given. We have family life, we have devotees, we have responsibility to everybody. All are coming from the Lord. We have to work towards that, but we should not attach that I am doer, I am the enjoyer, and I am the owner, right? Those things will not controller, ownership, controllership, ownership, and enjoyship doesn't work here. The Lord is there. I can enjoy with the Lord, and that is my the highest. That is my eternal nature, right? All that binds down to only one. That's where here. So conclusion. The passage presents a rich tapestry of themes that illustrate the profound relationship between the Supreme Lord and the universe through the lens of Kriya Yoga, Bhakti. Here, worship. Devotees are invited to engage in regulated worship that bridges the material and spiritual realm. We have heard this many times now in this slide. The depiction of the Supreme Lord's universal form highlight the interconnectedness of all creation, emphasizing that every aspect of existence is imbued with a divine essence. There's a purpose, and not only think, because many times tend to think that okay, for impersonalists they don't connect with the Lord, so Virat Rupa Lord is given. Yes, this is the one aspect to bring together. For us also, we have to see the Virat Rupa is it's a reality, but through various limbas, he connects with us. He connects with us, basically relates with us. Philosophical, the interaction of the goddess of fortune further underscore the importance of spiritual wealth over material gain. Ultimately, the text encourages seekers to recognize the multifaceted nature of the divinity and to pursue the deeper understanding of their own consciousness through devotion and meditation, fostering holistic spiritual journey. I think we have discussed. Now, last few there will go very quickly, and then I think I'll need a 10 minutes. I'll finish it. So here, next to sloka 24 to 50, here. So transcendental nature of the Supreme Personality Godhead. The special glorified Supreme Personality Godhead known as Lord Krishna or Hari as ultimate source of the Vedas and master architect, sustainer, annihilator of the entire cosmic order. So why Vedas? Because Vedas talks about his origin. He is the from whom everything comes, and he represents Vedas, right? That's what is there. He is described the self-illuminating, flawless. He's infallible. We saw many places also in Sutra, possessing the extraordinary ability to engage in material functions while remaining entirely unaffected by them. That he is immanent, also transcendent. So he doesn't get entangled with the three modes that we have discussed again and again. So philosophical, this theme powerfully underscored the profound distinction between the divine and the material world. Although the supreme being actively participates in creation and sustenance, he transcends and remain fundamentally separate from his creation. This understanding cultivates deep devotion and respect among practitioners, allowing them to acknowledge the divine omnipotent. Very important. Lord, just like electricity can create a heat and a cold, same way Lord with the internal potential and external potential creates material world, internal potential, he takes care of his spiritual. So the same Lord, right? So he changes, same omnipotent. He just changed. He can do that. You and me, we cannot. And governs every aspects of the reality. He can be in material. He can be detached. He's we also understand during creation how Mahavishnu looks at the glass and and then through that Shambhu and through that Mahatattva creation, all that begins. All of we are mastered in that. So Lords remain Mahavishnu spiritually eternal in the corner of the spiritual world. Okay, so devotion and humility. The meditation advocate created by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur inspired practitioners to embody humility and profound respect for all living beings, recognizing them as sacred manifestations of divine. The earth is envisaged as an expansion of Lord's lotus feet. We saw that. While entities are cherished as the gems adorning. We saw that garland, the effulgence of garland is describe the jiva, how the connections are there. That's how it is there. Philosophical, this principle emphasizes the critical role of humility in the path of devotion. By nurturing respect and love for all being, practitioner can forge a deeper, more intimate connection with the divine, facilitating success in their spiritual pursuit. It champions the idea that true devotion is manifested through compassion and genuine absence of envy. Again, we remember that lotus feet, other people take shelter at that earth, and so we should not be envious of that, right? Again, how it is connected here. The sun is a divine expansion, sure. And the text expands the sun god as a magnificent extension of Lord Hari, highlighting the sun's pivotal role in regulating the universe. We saw that, and its intricate connection to various deities. I'll just show you one day, 1 month, and like that there are 12 months, different aspects of divine entities take part. Various deities and celestial associate. Each month is celebrated with a different sun god and a distinct set of associate illuminating the sun's divine essence. Philosophical, this theme beautifully illustrates the inherent interconnectedness of all divine forms and their vital function within the cosmic order. There's order. This is not a random. By recognizing the sun as a powerful representation of the Supreme Lord, practitioner can truly appreciate the divine presence within nature and the deep spiritual significance woven into astrological cycle. All right, the cycle, cosmic cycle. This understanding teaches that the material world is a reflection of the sacred, revealing that insight into these relationships can significantly enhance one's spiritual practice. They are not in isolation. Ritual and worship. This section underscores the pivotal role of rituals. Okay, so sun god. our Lord. This is also one. Positioning the sun god as the cornerstone of the ritualistic practices detailed in the Vedas. It delves into the distinct attributes and associations tied to the sun god, illuminating the significance within worship and spiritual practice. Philosophical. This theme powerfully illustrates the transformative impact of rituals, facilitating the profound connection with the divine, the vivid portrayals of the sun god, his divine expansion, those six people. I'll just quickly give one example. Not only ignites inspiration, but also galvanize. Inspiration one, but makes us walk on the path, galvanize individuals to immerse themselves in a structured worship. Through these rituals, a practitioner can unlock deeper spiritual truths, enact meaningful personal transformations, and cultivate genuinely intimate relation. We have seen that again, and this is the last norm, cosmic order. The sun god is portrayed as the supreme governor of celestial movement, diligently maintaining cosmic order. Diligent, because every facets of life or needs are taken care by sun god, moon god, other, but sun plays also one vital role. This section highlights the his journey with a divine associate, disseminating purity of consciousness across universe. So those in Chaitra's one set of demigod, they give mercy. They travel one side of the universe. The Chaitra, Vaishak, Jeshta, like that we go different. So they are going like Lord Jagannath comes, the street gives a mercy. Also, sun goes and what he does gets rid of the sins. Right? We see also connect with the Lord, disseminating purity of conscience across universe. Philosophical. This theme accentuate the necessity of divine order within the cosmos, instill a profound sense of purpose and direction. It mirrors the belief that Supreme Being meticulously oversees, meticulously. Okay, he says, if I forget to do my responsibility, there will be ruinous in the world. Bhagavad Gita talks about. So he is watchful. Directly him or his expansion oversees all facets of existence, earth, ensuring harmony and balance. So dharma is maintained, everything is taken care of, right? Acknowledging divine regulation provides practitioner with assurance that they are members of greater whole. They are not momentarily you may going through the miseries, but once you connect with a devotee, we are part of this one. Inspire them to align their lives with a cosmic principle that enrich their spiritual journey. You are not alone. So again, this passage presents a deep and compelling exploration of the Supreme Personal Godhead, spotlighting his transcendental essence and divine roles in the creation, sustenance, and regulation of this universe. So thus ends. I'll just take one moment. I'll go back here in my previous slide. And 12 days different sun god becomes that deity, and different participation is there. Here, for example, Chaitra month, Dhata is the sun god, Kratasali is the Apsara, Heti is the Rakshasa, Vasuke is the Naga, Ratha Krita is the Yaksha, and Pulasya is the sage, and Tamburu is the Gandharva, and this whole devotees with the Sun Lord, he 1 month, the second month, the third month, he goes different pastime. We know Sun travels 6 months to the northern, 6 months to the southern, so he goes different there around the pole star. Also, we understand that, and he also illuminate different. So I think there are other things are there. It's given in a book. I'm sure all of you must have gone through that. I think with this I come to the end of my discussion. I'll stop sharing. Yeah, stop sharing. Hare Krishna. Thanks for, I had to go through so many details. Maybe somewhere cut short. Maybe if the questions are there, we can try to connect something little more. Hope I try to do a justice to Charu Prabhu's slides. They are given. They are really innately connected. and did presentation. If there's anything missing, please forgive me on my missing those part. With that, I'll stop here. And thanks for Sharaturji, Charu Prabhuji, and all devotees for giving me an opportunity to do a presentation. Hare Krishna.
Very good job.
Hare
Very
Hare
good
Krishna.
job.
Prabhu.
Nicely explained. Good job,
So
Prabhuji.
wonderful, Prabhuji. Wonderfully explain each and everything. मतलब हमें देखना है हर एस्पेक्ट में भगवान की प्रेजेंट को कैसे देखना है. It is very wonderfully explained, Prabhuji. Like sun god. Yes, Prabhuji.
I like the concept of customized God. God is
Customize a
customized.
God, right? He is our God. He's my God.
It's personally
Because
for me.
because in devotee, every house the Lord has a name, right? And they call is my God. Other names are there, but my is mine.
My
My Lord is
Mine.
many times we have disturbed. My wife, we travel. He says she gets worried. I said you carry one and everybody is with you. No, mine is. He's hungry. He's hungry. That's how it goes, right? So that's customized. That comes with that.
It is like personal relation.
It's a personal relation. Charu Prabhuji,
Yeah.
Sarabhuji, every time we mention. Now, here only change we see that we directly connect with the Ram or Lord Krishna and Narsim Bhagwan, but here seeing through a glance of us, Jesus, Virat, his universal form also. Lord is Ram, kan kan mein Ram hai. And तो सब में तो राम जी है ना. तो but how to
Yeah.
see the Lord Ram in everything? That is important, and this teaches us. And what a wonderful example. And that's how it is there. Okay, so any other question and correction, Charu Prabhuji, add anything if I'm missing, Sharad Prabhuji, or anyone can add it.
प्रभु जी मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट राधा रानी के जब उन्होंने भौम लीला में आए थे तब उनके आराध्य देव भी सन गौड़ी थे.
तो लीला है उसमें अलग भी लीला है. You also know that how Radha Rani goes to sun and goes back to Dwarika and lot of things that we are not going there, mother. Let's
Yes,
not open.
मगर
So
हम ऐसे याद रख सकते हैं भगवान सन गौड़ को.
everything is connected.
Yes.
Right? We go through the misery, it's also connection. We see demigod punishes us, also there is purifies. Markandeya Rishi, right? There was an enticement of, and Narad Muni or all, they purified that and they championed. Okay, even Kamdev cannot do anything. So they are also, if you look at that, they are also helping him. All right? One way. Otherwise, Lord will keep them. Right? If they become obstacle to us, why Lord? Because that's also sometimes punishment is also required. Charu Purva's next slide, 203 or 4. We talk about that. We'll not open up now, but that discuss in detail on that. Yeah, any other
Prabhuji,
question?
if there are no more questions and there's time, can you elaborate on what you heard on that lecture from Chaitanya Charan Prabhu on that Sushupti and other stages? Will be-
I will
if
give
there are no
Charu
more
I
questions.
will explain, but Charu Prabhuji, because that I shared very nicely, he talks about does the soul, where the soul goes when we sleep. Okay, that is the heading I shared to the Sharan Prabhuji. I can put it here, Charan Prabhuji, and if you are enrolled, huh?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so it's a very interesting there. And as I briefly mentioned, and we did also Manduk Upanishad, and we connect with various aspects of that. So Jagrata House, why that aspect is brought here? So various aspect of Lord, the sun, moon, and all other paraphernalia. But what about inside also, right? How we connect? Are we losing the Lord anytime in your life? No. So that is a underlying principle. The Lord, as a conscious, we are always connected with Him. Where it is the Jagrata Avastha, it is a Swapnil Avastha, or it is a Susupti Avastha, or it's a Turiya Avastha. In Turiya Avastha, we are always with the Lord. It's connected, right? Conscious. So, we talk about body mind complex. Sadhu Prabhupada always talks. So body is body. We understand all this Gyanendra, Karmendra, and all these things we see, and the body, mind, man, buddhi, ahankar, and chitta. But also there is a consciousness, and we did lot of thing in Charupurji that um, what is that? Yoga, right? We did a lot of things. You may mention how the soul,
Patanjali.
Patanjali Yoga Sutra. He gave a very nice example. We can go. So, how they are connected, right? So, the soul is the one left out here, right? We think of soul, but is not left. Soul is presented through the consciousness, right? His a symptom is through consciousness, so that part he takes into that. In Jagrata Avastha, no problem. We have the soul is there, and mind is there, intelligence is working, and indriyas are there, the 7 limbs and 19 portals, right? Charu Purpose gives. I'm not going through that details. How we connect with the outside world, right? As things are happening, so we are connected. Is the soul aware? Soul is there, is at the background. It's connected with all those in Jagrata Avastha, right? Various aspects of that, because all those are indriyas, like mind is connected with one god, and ear is connected with another, somewhere or other he talks about that also. So you are not beyond the Lord's connectivity. I see myself alone, the form. No, the form is also controlled by a demigod, to that level. So God's presence is everywhere. In Jagrata Avastha also, we connect. And that's how the consciousness is also connected. In a dream, Swapnil Avastha, the external consciousness is lost, because think of closing the eyes, and only the mind, and I think intelligence also is there, see the dreams. At that time, what happens to the consciousness? Consciousness is there with the mind, because mind is, as Charu Prabhuji mentioned, does two function. One is a real-time processing, and also storing the storing what you see, whatever we see, that right, stores all that information that we absorb into that. And during night that comes up. So what happens is the mind, is the consciousness there through mind, right? And it
That's where
goes through
internalize.
internalize, you say internalize, right? So external vrittis are removed, so mind become little vrittis are removed, so that mind is stable, kind of stable, because nothing new thing is coming. Whatever within the mind, that is coming up, that is a dream, or that has been discussed. So there's a less moving parts there, and less vrittis there, right? So Lord is there at that time. Now the question he brings up, what happens to the susupti when we go to the deep sleep? And deep sleep, nothing, there's no consciousness at all, right? We think of that, where the soul goes. And I saw another also, somebody sent it, those are Mayavadis, they are also very powerful preachers. They believe, when we sleep, the consciousness goes to Brahman, and again, then question comes, when we wake up, the same consciousness goes into the same body. My consciousness doesn't go to Charu Prabhu's body, it goes to the same, right? So it doesn't go. So it goes to that detail there on that consciousness. So the consciousness doesn't go. In a Susupti stage, the Paramatma is sitting in our heart, it is there. In that he talks about that there. So in that stage also, and Turiya stage also, we know. So when we wake up, the consciousness there. So he gives an example of example, how to understand mundane example. uh, there's a there's a bulb, and there's electricity, and there's a switch, right? Bulb is on, we see everything, right, at that time. So energy is there. When you switch off, that is a stage we talk about dream. So, but the objects are there. They have not gone. It's internalized, right? External, because of light, the eyes are not able to pursue. That doesn't mean the objects are gone there. It is there. And he talks about susupti, that stage. The electricity is there, the objects are there. What is the missing is that small seed. So electricity, who motivates electricity, how the Lord changes the potential, is omnipotent Lord. He uses says his potential to spiritual as well as the material creation, like a heat and light is a given example. That's what he connects. So his explanation is that When we sleep, the consciousness doesn't leave the body. It is with the Paramatma. Paramatma is residing the body. And when we wake up, everything is restored as it is. That's why we don't forget, what we're thinking before we went to the bed. The same thought continues in the morning. Otherwise, how it is possible? It gives a long journey. But here, the essence, what I picked up here is that, and why the inter thing is brought here, we are not away from the Lord also in a sleep. We are connected with divinity at that stage. That aspect, Prabhuji, I see that here. Yeah, that's what I had to say. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Very elaborate and very helpful. Yes.
Any question? And any Sharat Prabhuji can add little more on the role of Lakshmi. Prabhuji, whatever I could understand, I have explained that because she plays a role. We have to have two aspects of that, because all material opulences are represented by Lakshmi, but Lakshmi is not here. She doesn't forget the Lord, right? She is always with in the spiritual and with the Lord, and for even moment she doesn't leave. And that's how we also should not lose that there. And that is where she is brought into the picture. We should not be get carried away the little bit of opulence we have. And how she connects with the spiritual, with the Narayan. We are also part and parcel of the Lord. We are to also connect with the Lord. The material should not influence, it should not drag us into this, rather it should take us, connect with is coming from the Lord, and Lord is giving what is required for us, and leave it there, rest of the thing. That's how I understand. Sharat Prabhuji, do you read anything in that?
Okay, you have covered most of the things. As we know, the goddess of fortune, who is also known as Sri, she never leaves the Lord's, that is Narayana, side. And she appears with him in this world as the representation of his internal potency. This is what also Prabhuji said. And Jiva Goswami, he says that the goddess of fortune is the original source of all material opulence. Whatever you see in the material world, all the opulence, it is because of Sri Devi or Lakshmi Devi. And material energy is controlled by the Lord's inferior energy, that is the Mahamaya, whereas the goddess of fortune is his internal superior energy. Still, the opulence of the Lord's inferior nature has its source in the supreme spiritual opulence of goddess of fortune, that is Lakshmi Devi. In one of the Pancharatras, it is given that the Supreme Lord Sri Hari and his potency, which is known as Sri, and Sri is known as Prakriti, and the Supreme Lord Kesava is known as the Purusa. And the divine goddess is never present without him, nor does he appear, that is, the Lord appears without her. And in the various Puranas, especially in the Vishnu Purana, it is given that she is the eternal mother of the complete universe. And the goddess of fortune of Lord Vishnu is the mother of the universe, and she never separated from him. And in the same way, Lord Vishnu is present everywhere, so is she. And also in Vishnu Purana, it is given that the Lord of the universe, the God of gods, that is Lord Janardana, descends to this world. So his consort, the goddess of fortune, does so. And in Skanda Purana also it is given that the inferior entity, that is the nature or Prakriti, also it manifests as the material world. And the goddess of fortune, on the other hand, is known as the superior nature. And she is pure consciousness and is under the direct shelter of Lord Vishnu. While she is said to be superior and infallible, the infallible entity who is greater than the greatest is Lord Hari, and the original, who is the original possessor of all transcendental qualities. In this way, three distinct infallible entities are described, and therefore the inferior energy of the Lord is infallible in her function. Her power to manifest temporary, illusory opulences exists by grace of the internal energy. And the goddess of fortune, who is the personal consort of the Supreme Lord, always remains with the Supreme Lord. And in various other Puranas also, it is given the same thing which we have discussed, and the Prabhuji has described in very great detail. Therefore, with all these things, please remember now that then what do you think about Radharani? Is she the Lakshmi Devi? Any answer to that?
Source
we
of all
believe.
Lakshmi Devi.
No, we believe it right from right hand expansion, left hand expansion. We have been, taught like that. No.
Yes,
So,
what my understanding, Lakshmi Devi is an expansion of Radharani.
right. That's what
Now,
it says.
when we say Vishnu, Vishnu is same as Krishna. There is no difference.
Yeah.
Though in various expansions we know Mahavishnu, Kshirodakshay, Vishnu, Garbhodakshay, Vishnu, and all others. We have to ultimately believe that all are same, but for Leela purposes they are different. That is the only thing. There is no difference between any of these expansions. Therefore, we should not think ever that Krishna is greatest, Rama is inferior.
Yeah.
Like this, there is no need to think like that. Like here you saw, we see the sun god, but he is not different from the Supreme Lord.
Yeah.
None of the demigods, they are visible to us except the sun god. That means we are seeing the Supreme Lord every day. So the Supreme Lord is there in him. The power of the sun god is because of the Supreme Lord only, and not by his own. That's why there is unity in diversity. That has to be understood. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for your explanation. How Lakshmi, because that is in all various aspect. Because we are talking about cosmic world and opulence, right? So that's where the Lakshmi comes into the play of the opulences there. Nicely explained. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you,
प्रभु
everyone.
जी
Any
we
other
should
question?
never be
हाँ,
misuse. हमें कभी भी उसका
हाँ.
मिसयूज नहीं करना चाहिए.
ले हम लोग करते हैं ना, भटजी को
हाँ
बुलाते हैं घर पे, बोलता है सब देवता को बुलाते हैं ना. हैव यू सीन व्हाट दे टॉक
हाँ
अबाउट? एंड जाते
yes.
वक्त बोलता है सबको, कभी बोला है क्या लक्ष्मी यू गो आल्सो? नो, नोबडी सेज दैट,
हम्म,
राइट? आप रहिए
yes
इधर.
प्रभु जी.
और नारायण को बोलते हैं जाओ, गणेश जी को बोलते हैं जाओ, इंद्र को बोलते हैं, वायुदेव को, राइट शरद तुर्जे, एम आई करेक्ट?
Yes, you see all these businessmen, they worship whom? They worship Lakshmi, not Lakshmi with Narayana.
Yeah,
But as we know, Lakshmi is Chanchala.
yeah,
She does not stay for more time in any place. That's why one person may be rich at some point of time and later on he will become poor also. But anybody who worships the Supreme Lord and Lakshmi together,
yeah.
that means the Supreme Lord with his consort, he will be the happiest,
Mm,
not anybody else.
yeah. So anything now? Otherwise,
प्रभु जी लक्ष्मी माता का वाहन कौन सा है?
मोर है ना? ये पिकॉक
नहीं
राइट
मोर,
ना? सरस्वती का
उल्लू
I forgot.
उल्लू उल्लू
उल्लू है. Okay, right.
शायद। सर प्रभु जी आप कह सकते हैं?
Yes, Ullu.
तो वो हमें उल्लू बना देती है समटाइम।
Ullu, they all is supposed to be very, very intelligent bird. Like in the tri-services, Army, Navy and Air Force, we have got a very premier institution and their symbol is the Ullu only. We also call it a Ullu college.
Yeah, we can conclude, Prabhuji, if nothing is there.
What time did you start today? 8 o'clock?
Yeah.
6:30 प्रभु जी।
6:30. Prabhuji, yeah, your time was at 9 o'clock to 11:30, 2.5 hours. I'm in California, so for me it was change here, 6 o'clock.
So I joined little late. I'm sorry.
You joined late, yeah. It should have been 9 o'clock, 9 p.m.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Very good.
So it's time to conclude the class.
Yes, we can conclude the class. Nrsinga prayers, any volunteer?
Yes, Prabhuji, I can do. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Radha Vinod Prabhuji. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladaladaini. Praladaladaini. Hiranyakashipu Hiranyakashipu Shilatankanakalaye Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha Yato Yami Tato Narsimha Yato Yami Tato Narsimha Bahi Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha Mahi Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapatye Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapatye Tava Kara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanuvindam Keshavadrita Naraharirupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Tava Kara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanuvindam Keshavadrita Naraharirupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Narsimhadev 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 Jaya Narsimhadev Jai Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jai Prahlad Maharaj Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Jai Jai Prabhupada 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada Jai Jai Gurudev 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 Jai Jai Gurudev Nitai Gaur Premananda Hari Bol Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Radha
Krishna.
Prabhuji, for wonderful
Hare Krishna
class.
for the
Dandat
opportunity.
pranam to
Thank
all
you.
devotees.
Hare Krishna.
Happy
Hare Krishna.
Ekadasi to all.
Happy Ekadasi. Yes, today's evening for of our Ekadashi. Mataji was there, right? She didn't. Mother, you are in Toronto, right? What is that?
Yes,
Rajkumari Mataji.
Rajkumar, I have sent you the calendar, Mataji. Where you live in Toronto?
I have seen Prabhu ji. मैंने आपको भेजा कि thanks for sharing.
Okay. हाँ, नहीं, no
Thank you
problem.
so much,
Yeah.
Prabhu ji. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.